was the point of that, I hear you ask? Well, hopefully that demonstrated the strength and shock absorption of this new twine. So Tama have designed this IMPAX twine just to stretch a bit when you get the peak load, like when the bale comes out the back of the chamber. That's when the twine is at most risk of breaking, because it's getting that full load of taking the density of the bale, which hopefully the TW jerking on this beautiful tow rope I've made here demonstrated. It stretches that initial bit and then holds. It just absorbs that peak load. Yeah, she's under fair tension there, and you'll notice there's no twanging, there's no pinging, anything like that. That's just holding, and that's what you want for baling, because when you keep getting broken bales from inferior twine, it soon costs a lot more than buying a decent high quality twine like this IMPAX, because you've got your diesel to consider, your time for rebaling, the extra twine you use, and the machine wear. It soon adds up to a lot more than a quality high strength twine. The other thing to consider about getting a high strength twine is you don't want it too thick, because that then creates problems going through the eyelets, through the spring tensioners, through the knotters actually making the knot, and the knots holding. So again, this is where the old IMPAX comes in, because look at how thin that twine is. I almost sort of like say that is like conventional baler twine, if you know what I mean. It's that thin, but the strength's still there. There's as much strength in that as you get in the real thickest of conventional, traditional big baler twine. So on the right there, we've got the IMPAX. Now to the left, we've got the equivalent standard string, a HD Prime. Now both these twines have got the same breaking strain. They're basically exactly the same twine, apart from obviously you can see the IMPAX far, far thinner, but it's the same strength. But you've got the thinness of that. It runs through all the spring tensioners, the knotters, makes good knots. It's not all about the thickness, and that's where Tama are really pushing ahead, because that just flows through a baler so easily, and you're getting a lot less chance of when that bale comes out the back, it's still intact. It's still got all 6 strings on it, which is half the battle. Look at how well them knots are buried. You can barely see them. They are in there. They're definitely in there, but they're nice and protected, so you know they're less likely to get caught when you spike them, or with a top claw. Good old Heston double knots, very good knotters they are. What a lovely looking bale though, nice square profile to it, just superb. And these strings, look at them, nothing to them, but they are strong. They are really, really strong. So what benefits are there really from buying quality string? And quality tends to mean, you know, more expensive. Well, it is a false economy to buy cheap string, because cheap string, if we had cheap string in the back of this baler at the minute, it would be popping strings. And what that means is I've then got to stop, get the strings out of the pop bale, spread the pop bale about a bit, and then rebale it. So I'm doubling up the twine I'm having to use for a start. I'm having to rebale it, so there's more wear on the machine, more diesel I'm being used, and the time. You know, it's easy 10 minutes per bale. Easy 10 minutes per bale. And if you have some rubbish twine and you have 10 broken bales a day, trust me, I've been there. It ain't worth it. You know, I've spent sometimes a couple of hours a day, even more, rebaling broken bales because of poor quality twine. This IMPAX, phenomenal stuff. Beautiful. Look at that. What a bale. What a bale.